welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to learn biological molecules, and the topic that we are going to discuss in biological molecule is fats or lipids or oils. So when we talk about the lipids, there are two basic type of lipids. One is the fats and one is the oil. So the very apparent difference that you can easily tell, okay, this is a oil or this is fats, is by looking at their physical appearance. So fats are solids, oils are liquids. Simple. But in this video, we are going to learn how they are chemically different and what's make them different actually. So we are going to learn about two type of lipids mainly. That is, one is the triglyceride and the second one is the phospholipid. Both are very important for our body. Phospholipid are important part of cell membrane and triglycerides are important part of our, you can say, structure of our body. It give us certain type of insulation. So we are going to learn about it in detail. So first of all, what are the lipids? Lipids are organic compounds that are basically fatty acids or their derivatives. Now the word fatty acid means there is some acidic group. So there is carboxylic acid group present and we name it fatty acid. So it is insoluble in water. Try to dissolve oil in water, it won't. You can try it at home. You cannot. But if you want to, if you dissolve it in ether, benzene, or alcohol, it can easily dissolve in it because the lipids are non-polar, or you can say the organic one. They are going to dissolve in the organic solvents only. So it includes different type of oils, waxes, and steroids as well. So lipids include fats, oils that we have learned already, waxes. We obtain waxes from different plants as well. Plants produce wax actually. The cholesterol that is present in our blood as well. The level should be low. It won't be high, otherwise it give us certain health risk and other compounds. So why the lipids are very important? This is basically a cell membrane. So these blue one with the black tails are actually the phospholipids, and they are very important for the transportation of material into and out of the cell. So we say cell membranes are partially permeable. What makes them partially permeable? The answer lies here. These are the phospholipids which make them semi-permeable. So they form component of cell membrane. They act as storage compounds such as fats. They have high proportion of carbon hydrogen bonds as compared to oxygen. So we have learned in carbohydrates that hydrogen is present in double amount as compared to oxygen, but here we have more of the carbon hydrogen bonds as compared to the with oxygen one. It stored double the amount of energy as for the carbohydrates. If carbohydrate produce 17 kilojoule per gram, it produced 37. So it's almost more than a double. So it provides insulation against the atmospheric heat and cold, act as a waterproof layer on plants as well and on animals as well, for example in exoskeleton of insects. So why it is important? A waxy cuticle that is present on the epidermis of major of the plant. It prevents the transpiration. It doesn't allow the water to evaporate easily, so that water stays here in the leaf for photosynthesis. Some lipid perform important function in animal bodies in the form of cholesterol, and we have steroid hormones that are naturally present. I'm not talking about the other steroids that are taken orally in the form of tablets or whatever. These hormones actually regulate the function of your body. So there are six basic classes of lipids. We are going to discuss two only. So lipids are classified into six major classes. Acyl glycerols, these are basically triglycerides. So the major one is a triglycerides in acylglycerol. Second one, waxes. We are not going to discuss this here. Phospholipids we are going to discuss in detail. Terpenoids, these are also certain type of oils, you can say, or that are basically used to, like terpene oil in painting or in wood type polishing, etc. Glycolipids and sphingolipids. Triglycerides. What are triglycerides? So they have two parts. These are esters And in chemistry, we have learned esters are formed whenever we have an alcoholic group or we have a carboxylic, and not or, and we have carboxylic acid. So these two actually release water. It's a condensation process, and the linkage formed between these is known as the ester linkage. So triglycerides are the ester of fatty acids and alcohols. So what is an ester? An ester is a compound formed as a result of chemical reaction between alcohol within the, with an acid, that is the carboxylic group. Water molecule is released and thus it is known as the condensation process. So the most abundant acyl glycerol is triacyl glycerols. Let's learn its formation as well. It contains three fatty acids, as the name indicates. It's a tri one. So there would be three fatty acids. For example, this is the formation of an ester. We have an acetic acid. Here we have a carboxylic group. Clear? And here we have a hydroxyl group. Now, a reaction take place in between these two. So, for example, if we say that this oxygen, it takes, because of more electronegative behavior, it takes electron from this hydrogen and becomes electronegative, and this hydrogen is released. Now the negative part of this one actually is attracted toward this and released as water, while this carbon now joined to this hydroxyl or oxygen, oxygen of that hydroxyl one. So an ester is formed, which is this one. So this is the ester linkage. This is how an ester is formed. And when we talk about triglyceride, there would be three reactions. There would be release of three water molecules from the structure. So let's learn this, how it is formed. For example, it's a glycerol. So in glycerol, we have methyl group that is attached to hydroxide group, and then we have a fatty acid. These R chain can be different. They can be 4 carbon, there can be 8 carbon, there can be so many carbons. So mostly they ranges from 4 to 30 or 4 to 25 most commonly. So what will happen, the water is released. How? As we have discussed earlier, that the hydrogen of hydroxide and the hydroxide of carboxylic group combines, or you can say react and release as a water molecule. As three molecules are reacting, so there would be release of three water molecules. What form as a result? We just write the remaining one, and here would be C, here would be H and H. Now the oxygen linkages O, O, and O, and they are connected to the carbonyl group C double bond O, C double bond O, and C double bond O, with the alkyl group R1, R2, and R3. Now this one is called as triglyceride. It's a simple formation. The main thing is you must know what is going to react. Only then you can easily form the product. So alcohols in acyl glycerols are basically glycerol. We have learned the structure. There are three hydroxide group. So these are basically trihydroxy alcohols. Simple. Now, fatty acids are basically, they contain carboxylic acid with a long aliphatic chain. That means a straight chain of carbons. That carbon ranges from 4 to 35, and it can be saturated or it can be unsaturated. Now, what is meant by saturated and what is meant by unsaturated? When we talk about alkanes, all the single bonds are present between the carbon carbon atom. This one is known as saturated chain. Whenever one or two more, there are almost six, maximum of six can be, but whenever there is a presence of a double bond or a triple bond. It would known as unsaturated one, mean there is some kind of space left inside. So you must know that whenever a pi linkage is formed or whenever a double bond is formed, they are not directly overlapped. Rather, they are overlapped in a space, and there is a space in between them that can be easily covered if there is direct overlapping with some other atom or with some other electron or with some the atom or the neighboring atom. Now, fatty acids have two types. One is the saturated one, other one is the unsaturated one. We have learned this. Now, the saturated one are known as fats, and the unsaturated one are known as oils. Now, you have learned how they are chemically different. Physically, you must know. But now chemically, if there are all single bonds present, then saturated. If there is presence of double or triple bond, it would be unsaturated. So saturated contains no double bonds, palmitic acid, butyric acid, while the unsaturated one contain up to six double bonds, for example, oleic acid. So what is their function? The major function, energy storage. Because there are so many hydroxide bonds, there are carbonyl bonds, there are carbon hydrogen bonds, they store more than enough energy, and whenever they break, they release a great amount of energy, even double as compared to the carbohydrate. So because they are hydrophobic, they are non-polar, or you can say organic, they do not affect osmotic pressure in the body. They do not cause osmotic water uptake because they are already afraid of water. They won't allow water to enter. So they can easily though so that's why they can easily be stored. If you eat fats, that can easily store in your body. So plants store triglyceride in the form of oil in their seeds. You must have heard about the olive oil, almond oil, castor oil, different type of oils. All are extracted from the seeds. And fruits are generally liquid at room temperature due to presence of double bond, which add kinks to the fatty acid chain, altering their properties. Mammals store triglycerides as oil droplets in adipose tissue, and it helps them to survive when there is no food available, especially in the case of hibernating animals, for example, bears. The oxidation of carbon hydrogen bond releases large number of water molecules that is used in different ways in our body. We need water in our body to carry out to carry out the metabolic reactions, so we need water. So especially for the hibernating animals, when they are not taking in any food or any water, they are actually using the metabolic water in their body. Second important function is the insulation. It keeps the temperature of your body at a specific in a specific range, and I've asked you in the previous video what is the optimum temperature of our body. That is 37 degrees Celsius. So we need to maintain that temperature. So it provide us insulation so that heat won't go out. First one. Second thing, it provide insulation to our nerve fibers. Now we have so many of nerve fibers in our body, neurons which carry messages, they transport the messages, they transfer the messages. So just to avoid the you can say the intermingling of the messages or the electrical impulses, there is presence of myelin sheath around the nerve fiber, this one. This actually provide the insulation so that it won't interact with the neighboring nerves, and the message is transferred successfully and more efficiently. This provide insulation which increase the speed of transmission of the nerve impulse as well. Then the adipose tissue, we store it in adipose tissue, and it provide us insulation against the heat loss, especially in the polar animals or the polar bear or the whales or the sea lion. Then it uh, give us a good buoyancy because the density is very low. The low density of fat tissue increase the ability of animal to float more easily. Then protection. Of course, it give us protection in the form of adipose tissue that is present around different organs, and it prevent the risk of damage. This is all about triglyceride. Now let's learn about what are phospholipids. As the name indicates, there is a phosphate group in this one. So you can say it is similar to the triglyceride, but there is an addition of phosphate group. So lipid which are derivatives of phosphatidic acid are known as the phospholipids. Phosphatidic acid is composed of glycerol, fatty acid, same as we have learnt in triglyceride, but with the addition of phosphoric acid. So look over here, they are same till here, but here in the last one carbon or the last one carboxylic group is replaced by the phosphoric acid. Simple. So as the phosphate is polar, because it is PO4 minus 3 and it is not carbon hydrogen, it's there is oxygen, so definitely it would be polar. So when it is polar, it is this ends make it hydrophilic. So water can easily transport across the cell membrane because now it has a hydrophilic end. Though lipid one is the hydrophobic end, but this phosphate group gives it hydrophilic property. The fatty acid basically is non-polar, that is hydrophobic one, which enables it to stay over there and do not get dissolved in the cell membrane. The role of phospholipid, first one, the most important one is the cell membrane. Due to presence of hydrophobic fatty acid tail, a hydrophobic core is created because we there is a lipid, a bilipid structure is there. So we have learned this in picture in the previous picture as well. Let's go back and observe that picture. We have the double membrane. One is upside and other one is here. So these are basically the two which is known as a lipid bilayer. One is above, one is below. So if one end is hydrophilic, the other end would be hydrophobic. So and the proteins are embedded inside it. So hydrophilic end allow it to interact with water-based compounds or substances, while the hydrophobic end enables it to stay over there, give it a good structure. That is a good one choice for being to be part of that cell membrane. So the hydrophilic phosphate head from hydrogen bond with water, allowing the cell membrane to be used as compartments. While this enables the cell to organize, specific roles for organelles help with efficiency. Composition of phospholipid contributes to fluidity. For example, if we have more of saturated one, that would be less fluid. If there are more unsaturated one, it would be more fluid. Like unsaturated one is oil, so it will flow easily, while the saturated one being solids, less fluidity would be there. Phospholipid controls the membrane protein orientation as well. Weak hydrophobic interactions that are present between phospholipid and membrane proteins hold the protein within the membrane but still allow movement within the layer. And you know we have carrier proteins which allow the transfer or the transport of certain molecules inside the cell membrane. Now let's compare phospholipid and triglyceride. So phospholipid, the number of fatty acids are 2 because one is replaced by the phosphate group. And here the number of fatty acids are 3. Presence of phosphate, definitely here it is present, here it won't be present. Number of ester bonds are here 2 because there are 2 fatty acids, but in triglyceride there are 3 fatty acids, so number of the ester bonds are 3. The phosphate lipid one has a polar head, while the triglyceride has no polar head. It's a non-polar. Number of water molecule released are same in both. 3 water molecules are released during condensation process. The function one, the triglyceride is known is basically for energy storage and insulation, while the phospholipid is for cell membrane component. Hopefully you have understand this video. If you have any question, you can ask in comments. If you want me to explain some other point in detail and to make another a good long video on some concept, you can tell me that one. uh, for the next topics, you need to move to the next video. Stay tuned, stay connected, and goodbye.